I'm starting. Hello everyone, this is Reena again at Real Talk with Reena. Today we have got a very special, a very touchy topic for the parents, and that is early intervention of autism or any other situation which your kid might be facing. So let's talk to an expert today from Muneet Narang Foundation, Muneet Narang. Welcome to the show, Muneet.
Thank you so much, Reena, for having us for the podcast here. It is a great pleasure to be here today.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you for coming up for such a sensitive topic, which is very close to all the parents,
Yes, definitely.
I've realized this, Muneet, that when we were in India, when we were overseas, I'm sure a lot of kids would be facing the same issue. But there was lack of knowledge.
Yes.
And that is the reason the child was actually literally getting tortured for not getting good academic marks, whereas the child was actually suffering or the child was facing some issue which the parents could not understand. So what is early intervention?
So, if we talk about my experience and everything, okay, I've been a physiotherapist in India. I worked as under a pediatric doctor, and have worked with different children with cerebral palsy, muscular dystrophy, autism, developmental delay. Okay, but when I came here, there was a very different way of taking care of children here.
Yeah,
which I really loved. I especially did a diploma in early childhood education and care to learn about children development delay from start, which made me go more into their development delays and understanding what else we can bring for the parents extra that was not there in our community. Okay. So what does early intervention means? Okay. So the early intervention is actually a provision of services that comes all together to support the child with the development delay. Now, when we call it as a developmental delays, okay, what kind of development delays?
Delay.
Okay?
Yes.
It could be your child has, not started to walk at the right stage. Your child has not started to sit properly at the right stage. Your child does not use the right words at the right stage. Is not getting toilet trained at the right stage. Okay. But who will tell us what are the right stages?
That is what my question was coming. Yes.
Okay. So in the Australia, you can see if you go to the Google, very easy document, very layman document. Anybody can go through it and can have, that is called as a development milestones. Okay. Go through the document. It lists out the children between 0 to 6 years of age, and it has everything like what a child should do from 0 to 6 months of age. Is your child, started to roll up by the age of 0 to 6 months? Is your child holding a feeding bottle? Okay. That is positive signs.
And where do we get this document on Google? Is that on a specific website?
You can just search as a developmental milestones.
Okay.
And you'll find enormous documents, different links, and everybody says the same thing. And it is even under the early years of learning framework. You can find that document over there. It is very easy document. Read through that document. See what is your child 2 years of age? Is your child doing this? Is your child able to do this? When did he start walking? Why is he not walking? Is he doing tippy toes? Why is he doing tippy toes? Is he able to hold a spoon by the age of 2 years? Why is he not holding a spoon by the age of 2 years? Okay. Yeah. So these all are the milestones that you can get through the documentation, and you can actually have a list out of what your child is doing and what your child is not doing. Okay. Reach out to the people nearby. Reach out to your parents. Reach out to the, I would say, your doctors. Okay. Reach out to the your nurses, the maternal nurses, which is enormous in areas like this in Australia, where you can get different knowledge about it. go to the YouTube channel, search about it, just go and talk with the experts about it, what is happening, what are your concerns. Even if it is a small concern, okay, I would say just go.
Yeah.
It is very easy for us to say, okay, that a child is not verbal by the age of 4 years. It's okay. Once a child will grow, he will outgrow the developmentally. But if that provision of services is, taken care of, if that services are in there at the time when the child was needing it, will that help the child to reach to a full potential by the age that he is going to school? Yes. Okay. Otherwise, what would happen is the child will go to school by the age of 5.5, and feel very overwhelmed. Okay, they'll feel a lot stressed. Imagine you coming to this country and straight away somebody is asking you to become a pilot. You don't know how to be a pilot.
Yes, that is
you
true.
are not equipped to be a pilot. Then how would a child react at that stage when suddenly he's non-verbal and he doesn't know what's happening all about, and he goes into a school and there are so many things that are happening around him? Gives a lot of pressure to a child's brain. That is what early intervention programs all about. And early intervention comes into the progress where the child can reach to a full potential. Please make sure that the child reaches to its full potential. Help the child to reach a full potential and don't mess it.
Thank you. So what are the benefits of early intervention for children with development delays,
So different benefits with different children. Okay, a child who is very shy, okay, does not know how to communicate, okay, by the age of 3 years, he is not playing with others, helps them to reach to a developmental potential where he can talk, where he can even say hello.
Yeah.
Okay, these small signs help them to reach their potential and enhance their skills. They can enhance their social and communication skills. Okay, better academic performances, it can help. Okay, helps them to have increased independence, a small independence of brushing their teeth by themselves. Okay, a small independence of taking a shower by themselves. Okay, having a higher quality of life, and they can decide what they want to do and what they don't want to do, what is helping them, what is not helping them. And early intervention can also help to minimize the impact of delays on a child's development at a later stage.
Yeah. Thank you. So, how does early intervention help children transition into school and other educational institutes?
So, if we talk about, like here we'll talk about the myths and the facts that usually parents have, okay? Myth is that development delay are solely caused by parental neglect or the lack of stimulation. Okay, mostly parents say, "Oh, because I'm not able to give him proper time."
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm not able to sit with him. Okay, that is why he is not been learning or she is not been learning. Okay. But what happens if that early intervention comes into place? Okay, so development delay can have various causes, including the genetic factors, no doubt. Okay, medical conditions or the environmental influences and the unknown reasons that you don't know. Okay, but parents should not blame themselves that they are not able to help the child. Why not to take that help from medical professionals? Why not to take that help from somebody expert who's there with you to help you to enhance those skills to come out? So it could be a small environmental factor of a child running around the room for like 20 minutes and not able to sit down. There could be some stimulation that is causing that running factor for him. Understand that. Help the child to calm down. Don't let him go above the threshold level that he is at. He needs to be at an optimal threshold level for himself and learn how to calm by himself. So that would help a child to grow. It is even a myth, that early intervention is only for the children with severe disabilities. Okay, it could be, "Oh, my child is not autistic." Okay, nobody is saying that your child is autistic. But an early intervention is a very different term as, compared to the other terms. And early intervention services are beneficial for children with wide range of development delays. Okay, attention deficit hyperactive syndrome, if we call it. Okay, a child is very hyperactive. He is jumping around. He is jumping on the sofas. He is jumping around with things. He likes to flap his hands, a lot more than anybody else. Okay. How are you going to calm him down? What are the factors that would calm him down? Okay. yes, the early intervention would help him to calm him down because he's learning how to behave. He's learning how to be socially interactive. He's learning what can be done and what cannot be done, or how to control himself.
Yep.
Okay. So that can even be helped with a medical practitioner coming into the position at that time.
Yep.
And that can be taken care of. Okay. Rather than leaving a child and saying that, oh, he's at a child age. Okay, once he grows to school, once he starts learning, picking up things, he will do it.
Yeah.
So that is a myth and a fact. So please take care of the children. Try to get these services done when the government is giving these services for free for your child. Okay, they are there to provide you these services. This country is there to help you out. Okay, if we compare our country with others, people have never even taken care of those things. Okay, if these things comes in our country, imagine how good a full potential a child can come out with those things.
My question to people out there is, and I was thinking this actually, that when we come to this country and we see new tools around, we want to use those tools to improve ourselves or to make things easier for us. But when it comes to our child, why are we not able to accept that the child might also need help and also might need new tools to actually make it easier for the child? The acceptance of us, the acceptance that my child might need help. Why is it so hard for us to take it?
I think it is because of the cultural impact that we have from our country.
Yeah.
Oh, my child would be labeled.
Yeah.
Okay. What would my friends think about it?
Yeah, this label is such a big thing for us.
It stigmatizes everything, right?
Yes.
That, oh, what would the next door neighbor think about my child?
Yeah.
Okay. What would my in-laws think about me? Okay. Most of the families will be like, oh, there's something wrong with the, daughter-in-law.
Daughter-in-law, yes.
That is
She's
why
not
the child-
taking care of the child. That's the reason the child is behaving like that.
But
Yeah.
why a child is only a mother's responsibility?
Yes.
It is even a father's responsibility also.
Yes.
Right? In our culture, it is mostly on the mothers.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say both the parents are actually solely responsible for taking care of the child.
Yeah.
If a mother is giving empathy, a father is giving discipline to the child.
Yeah.
Then why not, to come out with those things and be together in that teamwork to help your child to grow.
Yes.
It is very easy to say, oh, I don't want my child to be labeled. There's nobody labeling your child, okay? It is just the provision of the resources that we have around us in the environment and use those services around us. When people come to me, I give them very simple example. If in India, I was weak in maths, right? So my mother put me for maths tutoring classes. Simple. If I was weak in science, my parents would put me into science tutoring classes. What I'm going to do in those tutoring classes? I'm going to sit with the teacher, have one-to-one, study on those, work on myself, right? Same way, here the child is a little bit weak on the social interactions.
Yeah.
Give the tutoring sessions. Take it as a tutoring session that you're sending them for tutoring.
Yes.
Where the child is sitting with a professional and doing one-to-one sessions.
That's
And the child is working on it. Such an easy example, okay?
Yeah.
Which is very, हम करते हैं. If I was weak in Hindi, my parents used to send me for Hindi classes. What I'm going to do over there? I'm going to spend one-to-one session with the teacher, write Hindi, practice it more and more so that yes, I can work and be better.
Right.
Same thing here we are doing with the professionals.
Yeah.
So all the allied health therapies play a vital role. Speech therapy has their own vital roles. Occupational therapy has their own vital roles, okay? Play therapist, which is a new term, and I'm very impressed with that term, is playing a very great vital role in development of a child. Psychology, clinical psychologist. If they talk about clinical psychologist, people think, oh, my child is not mad. My child has nothing wrong with the brain. Just use those sessions and see how your child behaves after a year. See that difference. And it has not to be, oh, you just take 2 sessions, 3 sessions and it's done. It's a regular consistency of working with those therapists to build up that relationship with the therapist and the child and yourself. I might not know how to take care of my child when she was born premature, right? My child was born premature by 27 weeks. Okay, she was hardly a kilograms old. Okay, and I did not know how to take care of her. What did I do? I learned it
help.
from the nurses. I learned it from the doctors how to feed her, how to change her, how to do things. But if I don't know how to, make sure that she's swallowing properly, she was not able to swallow properly. So I knew that her tongue was not developed, right? So I could take care of those things with a speech pathologist who helped me to understand how to start those, lip effects or the tongue effects of sucking and getting that milk ready. Then why not to do it when they are, emotionally disturbed? You might not be able to carry a child who is, 10 years old and weighing around 20 kilos and he's having emotional tantrums. And I have seen parents, they're carrying those children. The amount of pressure that you're putting on yourself, on your body, okay, at that stage is huge. Learn how to develop those strategies with your child to calm down. Different areas of children to calm down. They can calm down by hugs. They can calm down by sitting alone. They can calm down with a toy. They can calm down with any weighted blankets. They can calm down with weighted jackets.
So I remember you told me that even if the child is not while sleeping, if the child is taking a time of like an hour or 1.5 hours to sleep, that is also somewhere that the energy level of the child is too high, and you need to put it a little down and then let the child sleep. And I when usually, like being a mother, and when my child doesn't sleep for that long, because my child is also a little hyperactive, so then I'm like, oh, she's just not sleeping, and I try and just scold her or tell her just sleep, and I am so irritated lying in the bed for 1.5 hours because she's not sleeping. But then now I realize that there is something I can do to put her to sleep properly.
Yes.
And thanks to you for telling me this. So these are small things which we don't know, but whereas especially in our culture and in many cultures, people think, oh, it's just she's just a kid, who else is going to do if the child is running too much in the room, we will take it as, oh, it's just a kid, that's how kids do it.
Yes.
But we don't know what is behind the picture, what is going on. And that is the reason we don't want to seek help, because lack of knowledge, number one, in ourselves, and then the second step comes is acceptance, labeling. Just because of that labeling, we do not want to help our child, and we leave the child to grow on their own, whereas they need help.
Yes, they do need help. They might not be able to tell you, they might not be able to convey it to you, because even they don't know what's happening, right? Why are they getting angry? How to portray that anger right out? So a child who wants something, okay, does need something, suppose a laptop, okay, and if you give them in a covered way, they don't like it in a covered way, they want it in an open way, right? So they have their own demands of doing things. Understand how they like it, why they like it that way, what's been happening, rather than reaching to a potential where you're giving them the laptop and it's like it's not working. And imagine how a child would get their anger out at that stage. They don't know. They'll just cry out loud, okay, or they'll just yell, and then you'll say, what is wrong with you? Why are you crying, okay? Because that child does not know how to tell you, because that child does not know how to express it to you, okay? If try working them, can you please use your words? Can we calm down? Can we take, deep breaths? Just solving those things with the simple strategies. It's not like a scientific study or something, but it's like, just use calming down strategies with your child. Can you please calm down? Can I give you a hug? Ask your child, do you need a hug? Can I give you a hug? Will you, let's see what happens if I give you a hug. Will you be able to calm down? Okay. Sometimes children needs a lot, tighter hugs than others, okay. Give them, let their body neurons calm down, okay. That will help you to understand your own child. Like you said, sleeping example, right? There are different strategies that you could use, okay? Put on a sleeping music for the child. Dim on the lights for the child, okay? Have something on the, rooftop for them to get looking at them, okay? Or it could be give them a toy of their favorite choice or something that they can cuddle. There are even clocks that comes, okay? I'm not sure what the clock is called as. It turns its colors, okay? Once the sun sets and everything, it turns into blue. Okay, and once the sun comes out, it turns into yellow. Okay. So it helps them to understand, oh, till the time this clock is blue, right? So I have to sleep.
Yeah.
Once it's yellow, that means I can go out of my room. Okay, it is just a small strategy for them to understand
I
it.
understand. Yeah.
Okay, they will it might take time. That's okay. Be calm with them, be patient, but it will be learnt by a child that yes, this is how I need to tell, this is what it means, this is what I need to understand. Okay, that if it is blue, I have to sleep, if it is yellow, I have to wake up. Okay, gives them a strategy to come out.
So with early intervention, Muneet, so if someone say they go on the document and read through, okay, there is something where we need to action, right? Then what do they do? So do they come to you, or how does it work then after that?
So there are different, ways of doing it. If a child is between 0 to 6 years of age, okay, then you do not have to go to a professional and get it done. Okay. You can definitely see in the development delay signs. Okay, and if you think that your child is crying more than usual child, if your child is taking at least an hour to calm down, if your child is banging heads everywhere and banging hands. Very small example. If I take my child to a very a populated area, like maybe a mall or maybe an event, okay, seeing the loud hearing to the loud music, he doesn't calm down, he starts crying, doesn't get down from my arms, he wants to cling to me. Your child needs help. Okay, see all those signs, write it down. Okay, and go to your nearest any I would say the agency who is helping the children. You can definitely call me and I'm more than happy to fill in the forms for you. Okay, and we can work on the children for that. But once the child reaches at 6 years of age, there's a different process for that.
Okay.
You definitely have to come through, a professional help. You have to come through a pediatrician and a clinical psychologist, okay, and then get that help available. So that is why we say that if you come at an early stages, it is more easy.
Yeah.
And we can figure out the things and we can calm down those strategies. Once the child is 6 years of age, imagine you're going to a pediatrician, taking an appointment which takes 4 months these days, right? Western suburbs, it is like 6 months.
It is so hard to get an appointment.
Get an appointment with a pediatrician. Then a pediatrician will give you a referral for a psychologist, okay, or a psychiatrist to get the things done wherever he thinks it's going to be, okay. And then that appointment will take another 3 to 4 months. Once they come with the diagnosis or something, a little diagnosis also written, recommendations also, then you put them in the intervention services, which another takes 4 months. So that means you're wasting another 1 whole year for the child.
That is so true. That is so true. When there is such a waiting period, such a long waiting period, what do the parents do then?
They don't do anything. First of all, they don't accept it. It takes them a long time to accept that there is something needed for the child. I would not say wrong with the child, but there is something extra needed for the child. Okay?
Extra help needed with the child.
Yes, extra help needed for the child, which as a parent you might not be able to give it because you're not professionals. You don't understand what's going on with the child. Okay, we would say very easily, okay, a child is crying, give it to the mother. A child is not eating, give it to the mother. A child is not sleeping, give it to the mother. Okay? What a mother is going to do? She's not done a course to take care of a child, right?
Yeah.
It might be her first child. She doesn't know what to do. Okay, so I think asking that help would make a lot of differences. And parents are still in the denial. They don't want their children to come out. They don't want the therapist. They don't even want to go to the therapist areas. They want the therapist to come home because they don't want their cars to be seen outside in any therapy clinic.
Yeah.
So they don't want it to be labeled, but then they struggle at a later stage.
Yeah.
They struggle at a later stage where child is not able to cope up in the school environment.
Yeah.
They struggle at an age where a child is leaves studies and he says, I'm not going to study further, okay, or doesn't want to go to school, okay, or doesn't want to take a shower for like weeks, or doesn't want to speak to anyone for days and weeks. Okay, they struggle at that time. Even if you come out at that stage also, we can still help you, but we want parents to come out and ask for that.
Yeah, but then the question again I'll ask is that what if the wait period is long to go for the doctors and all, what do they do in meanwhile? What can they do?
they can just go into their healthcare plans. Okay, they
Yeah.
can ask their professionals to give them an healthcare plans, and they can get appointments with the occupational therapist, speech therapist, or clinical psychologist nearby, and get those some sessions out of their Medicare card.
Okay.
That is another way that they can do it. That
Okay, all right. There is something which you said was, and I attended one of your sessions for a play therapist,
Yes.
right? So,
a very new term, okay, a play therapist. Now, who is a play therapist? Okay, a play therapist is a person who has a combination of a speech therapy strategies, an occupational therapy strategies, and a clinical psychologist therapies. They're even called as key workers, okay, or they can even called as support staffs, okay. A key worker staff who single-handedly is doing everything, and occupational therapy sessions also, speech therapy strategies also, and a clinical psychology strategies also. Okay, so you can still get help out of that play therapist till the time you are on a waiting list for a speech therapist or an occupational therapist. Okay, do not miss those sessions. I would say if you're getting a speech therapist session would be an hour session. In the hour session also, it is mostly like 15 minutes of report writing and 45 minutes of session, right? A play therapist session can be a longer session which could last up to 2 to 3 hours, okay, depending upon starting from 20 minutes of session, because your child won't be able to sit, okay, for more than 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So give that time from starting from 20 minutes to 1 hour to 2 hours, and make those strategies with the play therapist, and work on the same strategies that you want to work with your occupational therapist and your speech therapist. Use your goals. Make very realistic goals for your child. If your child is not toilet trained, right, make a goal that yes, he needs to be toilet trained by the age of 4.5 years. Okay, what are you going to do for that? Work on that, and then work on a play therapist for that area. Very small goal. Okay, I'm not saying if a child is not able to write properly, and they don't know how to use their fingers properly. Okay, what sensory things we can use with a play therapist are like Play-Dohs, slimes. We say, what is the slime? Okay, it keeps on falling and keeps on making a mess everywhere.
Yeah.
But when a child is using a Play-Doh and a play slime, right, they're actually using their fingers. Okay, which is strengthening their fingers, which we don't know, okay, because we never learnt about it.
even I never thought that the Play-Doh, actually, that, why would they make Play-Doh and slimes when it's so messy for the parents to handle? Now I get the point. So there is a reason why it is there for the kids. Yes.
It is used in most of the childcare and centers and homes and everywhere, because your child will learn how to write with a pencil after that, because he knows how to mix it, how to twist it. Okay, he will learn how to cut the shapes out of it. Okay, he will learn how to use your finger fine motor skills out of it. Okay, and then can help them to learn how to hold a pencil out of it.
Yeah.
Cutting,
Fair
they have
enough.
those cutting tools with the Play-Dohs. Okay,
Yeah.
so they hold those play tools and they cut out of it. Okay, so help them to strengthen their muscles and other stuff.
See, I never thought that deep though. So if we do the early intervention for the child, then how does it? Again, I asked you the question earlier, and we just talked on something else. But then, how does it help the child when they go to the school?
Lot way, like a child who is, I would say, is physically very active.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you're getting an intervention therapy is done and the child is actually learning how to sit for 30 minutes or 40 minutes, he can
really
have a group
easier for the
activity in the
school.
school for like 30 or 40 minutes. But then if I'm a class teacher and I know this child is hyperactive, I can mix out those strategies with the child. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll sit down for around 40 minutes, we'll do talk or an exercise or a class or talk about it, and then after 40 minutes we'll run around in the class.
Yeah.
Because this will give child also hyperactiveness of running around in the house.
Yes.
And then in the class, and then he can better stimulate his motor skills and can calm down at that stage.
Yeah.
Rather than going that class for around an hour and a half, and the child is running around in the class, is not able to concentrate in the class too. But we can mix out those strategies if they are written in a way, and it's easy for a teacher in the school also to accommodate those strategies with them.
That is so true.
So it helps even the teachers also to get, school ready.
Yeah.
It's not only the parents' work, it's the kinder teachers who are working in the kinder programs, it's the early childhood educators who are working. They can make those strategies with the children, and with an occupational therapist or a play therapist help, and they can work on those strategies with the child to, work on them and have a full potential out of their child.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, that's all my questions are for today, Muneet. Now, if they have to contact you, how do they contact people? How do they contact Narang Foundation?
So it's a small foundation that me and my husband has started. It's called as a Narang Autism Foundation for neurodiverse children and the adults. It's not only for children, but we're doing a small project right now, awareness programs about the early interventions and autism awareness, developmental awarenesses that could be used by the families around us, and you can ask for help. The first project that we are starting with this is giving away the sensory toys. Okay.
Wow.
Most of the people, they don't understand what is a sensory toy. Okay. They say, oh, they keep on fidgeting the things, they keep on moving the things because because the child doesn't have a. In India, what I used to do is if I'm doing something, I'll keep on moving myself, or I keep on moving my thighs, tapping and all that. Okay. But now I know that this is because it is fidgeting my body. And how would I calm down? Okay, I can even have a scratch on my skin, I can have a skin contact, or I can calm down by myself by rubbing my skin. Okay, these are all fidgeting tools, and these are all sensory toys that helps a child to calm down. Or fidgeting helps a child to calm down his brain, okay, his neurons. So just help them. So that's why we're giving those sensory toys for the children to take away.
Nice.
Have calm down strategies, and especially for those children who care, those families who are not able to access these small tools with any other funding. Okay, so because there are children who comes from New Zealand and everywhere, like I said, and they're not having those access to those things or provisions that Australian government is giving to their citizens and permanent residencies. So I would say just come to us and ask for help. We are always there. You can reach out to us through a Narang Autism Foundation, or even I'll leave my number in the details with the links and my email addresses, so you can just contact us and we can do our best what we can, because it is only done by me and my partner as of now, but we'll try our best to get other people involved, and let's help the child to grow.
Thank you so much. So thank you so much, Muneet, for with the kids having autism. But it is with anything and everything, you can ask questions about. Regarding early intervention, yes, if we see that a child is struggling somewhere, and not just the child, the parents struggle with the child, right? So that there is something where your child needs just an extra help, then do reach out to the right needful authorities to get help, and just help your child. Just make it a little easier for your child to grow ahead, because if you make the base strong, then probably once the building starts building up on it, on that root, then definitely it is going to help the child grow more better, and you'll be also in peace. So thank you so much today in Real Talk with Reena, and stay tuned for more. Thank you.
Thank you.